Lost in space and time for over 10,000 years, on a mission they were never meant to return from. They have returned from the horrible secrets of space. They are the Comic Shop.
I believe the children. Oh, hey there. It's the Oswego Comic Shop, and we're doing a podcast. Thanks for joining it. And I'm Prey.
Oh, and I am the Predator, and we're here with a very special guest.
Pennsylvania Dutch.
Wow. I just want to comment on the high production value that's going on today. Spared no expense with grease paint, dog tags, real.
Integrity.
What are those? Bullets?
Those are bullets.
Caballero, is that what it's
Wow.
called? What are these
I would
called?
say a bullet?
Bandolier. Is that
It's
it?
labeled as a bullet belt on the
Wow.
very slick packaging.
We like to use the fancy words around here. Like, I'm a Bavarian man.
Ayo.
Yodelay-hee-hoo.
Yodelay, no.
We're here to talk Predator and Prey tonight, right?
That's
Very
what you
good.
told me.
Yeah.
Eat,
Well,
pray, love.
I guess first, yeah. Let's just touch base. What's going on, man? Tell me something exciting.
Someone's been touching your base.
Just let the silence ring out there. Just been taking care of the baby, hanging out at home, doing lots of drawing. I've been really getting into.
Oh, you know my name is Simon, and I like to do drawings.
Well, my name's Aaron, and I like to do drawing. So you're wrong on one of those counts.
Okay.
But I've been really enjoying putting pencil to paper and working traditionally, because I do a ton of digital stuff and had been doing a lot of digital stuff even over the summer. But just been enjoying using a mechanical pencil and drawing on different stocks.
Now, have you guys? I've heard a rumor that you guys have gotten into stripping. The two of you.
I mean, that's one way to put it.
That's what they call it, right? Stripping.
Well, that'll be another part of the Patreon when that's launched for different content. Yeah, we've been Evan and I and some other individuals who are trying to recruit have been doing one-panel comic strips in the Palladium Times, the local newspaper here in Oswego, New York. I've been recycling some things and making some new things of Wesley the Robot. This is a little panel from issue number 1 with some new dialogue here. Him saying, "At times I find it difficult to put myself together." This is as much as I was willing to go for like a Barry Windsor Smith, like a Machine Man cover, because maybe one day I'll have more ambition and tackle that. But if you know what I'm talking about, those Barry Windsor Smith Machine Man covers from the 1984 Tom DeFalco
What's
series.
Machine Man?
It's a great character created by Jack Kirby for Marvel Comics.
And I am doing a strip called Dr. Proctor, MD, where Dr. Proctor is a medical doctor who has a Lovecraftian horror that lives in his practice. And he is sworn by an oath to try to cure this beast. So that's the premise of Dr. Proctor.
While always facing forward.
Another quality comic product. The monster?
No, the doctor.
Oh,
Yeah.
another quality. Yes, because I had my profile that I wrestled with. Another quality comic product from Evan Coy. What a load of poop.
I love Dr. Proctor. I can't wait to do some fan art
Yeah.
of Dr. Proctor. I have used, this is the only time I'll say it. I've used some AI to work up some ideas.
Ooh.
Shut up, Aaron.
For how to draw Dr. Proctor. I have some very exciting images to work from.
That's cool. That's cool. I also think I will run this by you too. Sneak a Wesley the Robot into a Dr. Proctor. That my idea might be like that he's like
Shared universe.
taken apart in the back of the doctor's office. Like there's just like a weird closet of stuff. But I don't want to offend Aaron, so we'll have to. I'll make it good. I'll make it. I don't know.
Like his
Yeah,
head in a
I
specimen
trust
jar.
you. I think it'll be good. Just make it good.
I'll just make it good. Martin, you got anything? Anything going on?
Just my barn raisins.
How's your barn raisins going?
Pretty good. Pretty
Yeah.
good.
So
They're
you-
nice and wrinkly.
Just drying out raisins in a barn.
Yep, that's what us
That's
Pennsylvania Dutch people do.
That's what we do.
Make barn raisins.
Wow. You can tell we're in full podcast mode by how great this stream is going already. Do we want to talk Predator?
I don't know. I didn't like the ice cream song.
Oh God! Callbacks to things that
thank
no
you.
one's have.
Yes.
No one's ever watched.
Aaron, tell us about Predator.
It's a 1987 film directed by John McTiernan, written by the brothers Jim and John Thomas. It's the first installment of the Predator franchise. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as the leader of an elite paramilitary rescue team, not mercenaries. He makes that very clear in the film.
You can say your joke louder.
But,
Did you say that's who that was when you said?
oh yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was trying to figure out who that guy was the whole time.
Okay.
That was a good joke.
And they're trying to save the hostages in guerrilla-held territory in the Central American rainforest when something begins to hunt them. I don't want to give away too much, but a fun cast with
Definitely.
I know Shane Black is in it. Carl Weathers. is in
Carl
it,
Weathers.
Bill Duke.
More governors than you can shake a stick at.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura.
Yeah. Dude,
what
I kinda
what a
forgot
cast!
That
Very
he was the
gubernatorial.
governor of Minnesota, right?
Yeah, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
The body.
And it had a similar vibe to like if you've ever seen Aliens, but like in the jungle, kind of like a military group with
fun
everybody.
fact: as they were pitching it to Hollywood, they were labeling it as Alien in the Jungle.
Oh,
There
so
you go.
yes, they were being very blatant about that.
Can I just tell a quick Jesse the Body Ventura Arnold Schwarzenegger joke? Not a joke, but a thing that just popped into my head that I've seen before. That
You may.
apparently on the set of The Predator, they had to measure the guys
Yep.
for this. Okay, so
I
there's
do know
something-
this. Yeah,
you-
yeah.
They measured Jesse Ventura's arms at 24 inches, and he asked how big Arnold's were, and they told him 22. So Jesse then went up to Arnold and said, "I have bigger arms than you." And the joke was like that Arnold had just played a prank on him, that Arnold's arms were actually larger, and he had told
the
pro-
costume department.
the
to
costume department to make
Yep.
Jesse feel good about himself and tell him that my arms are smaller. So I thought that was a funny, random thing.
After Schwarzenegger had scaled himself down for this movie, so he'd be more believable in the part.
Yeah, I mean, he still is absolutely shredded and enormous, but like his Mr. Universe days, he doesn't look like a real human being. So I don't think it would almost be too much of a superhero looking thing.
was this his first thing? No. He did Terminator after
Yep.
Conan. So was this his next thing? No, he must have done a bunch of stuff between 84 and 87.
He was, we had looked it up for some reason. He got what 3.5 million.
3.5 million, and it looks like, because we thought, well, his monetary value must have taken off after the first Terminator, but it looks like after this movie, all of a sudden he was making 11, 15, 25 million a movie for the following movies he was doing. So I think that they caught him at a time when he was still affordable, because I think what was the budget for this? It was only like 18 million or 19 million?
It was 18 million. Yeah, between 15 and 18 million.
I feel like this movie is the first time you get like the quintessential Arnold Schwarzenegger with the cigar and like the hair that's spiked up.
Yeah,
You know
the
what
thing
I
that
mean?
they would parody on Simpsons.
Yes,
That's the
yes.
look. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Predator. Martin, give us some interesting Predator nonsense.
Well, do we know how the Predator's camouflage effect was done?
I don't.
They shot the scene with a Predator actor, which was a stuntman, in a red suit. Then they would shoot it again with just the jungle and use a wider lens so that when they composited the two, they could remove the red and the jungle would be there, but there would still be this weird the
Distortion.
yeah, the silhouette thing happening there. The first person to wear the red suit and be the Predator,
This is fascinating.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
What?
He lasted 2 days. He was insulted that he was just being a glorified stuntman, and he just quit.
Because this is right before Bloodsport was 80, maybe 88.
I think it was 88.
So I think that I could see how, like, I'm sure that Van Damme was a stuntman for, I mean, I don't know this is a fact, and we don't
And
fact
we know
check
at least
anything.
a dancing extra before this.
Yeah, and we don't fact check anything here on the podcast. But I assume, yeah, he probably was at that point in his career where, like, this wasn't going to benefit him in any way. He didn't want to be a stuntman anymore, I'm sure. It's like, he probably had that taste of, coming to America, being in American movies, and this wasn't the bill of goods that he was ready for. So, and who was the second person to wear the red suit?
I don't know if it was the second person, but someone else that wore the red suit was a monkey. They put a monkey in there. I'm not sure what kind of monkey. It didn't say. But the monkey tested great when it was just acting. But then they put it in the red suit, and it became humiliated and hid on the stage and refused to work. So that monkey had the same work ethic as Jean-Claude Van Damme.
There you go.
There you go.
Got
He
there
went on
before
to
me.
star with Matt LeBlanc and
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Martin, we didn't like the music. We didn't like the score.
I don't think the soundtrack was not only very good, but I just don't think that maybe it fit how we view action films and how they should be.
Especially as a contemporary of the Alien and Aliens.
Exactly.
Like, I remember the music in those movies being great.
I think the music for Alien is very memorable.
Mm-hmm.
I think the music for Predator, and actually, I don't want to speak for you, Aaron, but you kind of said you didn't really pay attention to that.
I don't remember it, really.
Which, to me, you're the person who
Almost always points something out
catches
about,
all
yeah.
the details. So for you to not recognize that, to me, confirms that it's kind of this nondescript, very generic. I don't know, just
Yeah, like
felt-
a military kind of marching and like heroic horns. Every
yeah,
once in a
it
while.
just seemed a little.
Like 70s horns.
Yeah, just
a
not
little bit.
not on the
70s
nose,
TV
but
show
just
horns.
a little dated, a little vanilla. And again, there wasn't any memorable like. I don't know what the Predator music hook is, but
No.
you know, you can think about all these other. Is Predator's a horror movie, right? It would be
Yeah,
called a horror
yes.
movie?
Yeah, horror suspense.
Yes.
Those, those
Action.
genres. Action.
Yeah,
Action horror.
action. Okay, that there's so many other like good horror movies, action movies where like you can think of the score, but the fact that I watched it this morning and I don't remember anything other than going, this isn't that exciting music wise.
I wonder if, because I'm looking back at it now, and I only had kind of an impression of Predator before actually watching Predator, is as it being like kind of a dated, like overly macho action movie. So maybe I'm watching it and like that's just the campiness of the film itself. Maybe that's how I interpreted the music as it being a little dated, like just those outdated horns and like a military march and like Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger doing the handshake at the beginning.
So obviously everybody knows the meme of them like grabbing hands. For some reason I thought that was from a Rocky movie. I thought that was Stallone and Carl Weathers. So when I saw that in Predator, I was like, oh okay, like I've been associating that meme with the wrong movie this whole time. But I don't mean to insult Schwarzenegger.
Who knows? Maybe it happened in a Rocky movie too. Why not use that bit in every action movie?
This is also a fair point. You mentioned campy.
Mm-hmm.
Martin, was this a little campy at certain points? I feel like Predator kind of did have those moments where it was a little.
I think it did.
Which I don't think anything's wrong with it.
I don't think it was like it was overly done or unintentionally done. But just to add those fun late kind of
The character moments.
yeah.
Like that one joke that guy keeps trying to tell to the other guy.
Oh, tell us the joke.
No. No.
It had something to do with a.
She's a very nice lady.
Maybe it did.
Maybe it
I
did.
mean, it's
Maybe it did,
possible.
Who knows?
But it's just like the same joke told over and over again, very heavy-handed. And then all of a sudden, like the one guy all of a sudden thinks it's funny after he didn't think it was funny.
I don't recall anybody thinking the joke was funny, to be honest.
Oh, there was laughter from like the scout guy, the tracker, part of the team.
Martin, what was the joke again?
I don't remember.
Okay, me neither.
I'm bad at. You're better at jokes. Why don't you tell it?
All right, so there's a very but campy, yeah. I thought that was actually. I was not thinking it was going to be a gut busting action movie through and through, but there were a few moments where it was a little silly.
Like with Jesse Ventura and the chewing tobacco.
Yes.
Nasty habit you got there.
Was that your Jesse Ventura?
Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
Thought he was here.
Wow. I've been very
I've been confused for him for many years.
Yeah.
So
Ever
I
since
just-
you did your conspiracy theory show on the Discovery Channel, they've
You know, I tried to avoid some legal battles, so I just went off the air.
Jesse Ventura, he's a weirdo. An interesting career though. That we talked about politics and things like that, but like, I feel like he was in like the Alex Jones universe for a while. Like,
I don't think he was ever that bad.
Was
he?
I don't know.
I can't say for a fact.
I'm ready to slander right now.
Go for
so
it.
I feel like he had those few years where he was kind of out there. With again, there was a conspiracy theory show. And then he was like mixing it up with other like celebrities because I think he was being called on like his weird behavior and would go on like talk shows and be like very confrontational with people because he's Jesse Ventura and like didn't want to be called out for like, hey, like that's kind of a BS thing you're doing or a BS story that you're spreading. I don't remember anything.
Was he the governor of Minnesota?
Yeah, for
Okay.
at least one term.
Yep.
And
So
that's
maybe he
more.
and Al Franken know each other.
Probably. Al Franken. Whatever happened to him?
He just hosted the Jimmy Kimmel live show
Did
the
he?
other day. Yeah, I just
Yeah, I
watched
think
it.
he's uncanceled.
He's uncanceled?
Yes.
I also feel like he was going to make a run at some kind of political thing not too long ago, but maybe got shut down.
I think that's why he got canceled.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was. I don't know.
I don't want to get into it.
No. Anyway,
I
Jesse,
I
like
think it was
his- I
unjustly canceled. Yes, is that if I?
It's not for me to say. I've always kind of liked his approach and his humor. So
Oh my!
my bandolier broke.
No, it's just one
I
of
guess
your
we know the
bullets
first
fell
casualty in tonight's
Oh,
podcast.
man.
Out. If you take a bullet out, it falls apart.
I didn't take a bullet. Oh, it must have fallen.
It
Well,
fell,
whatever.
yeah.
It is what it is. The visual
lost
gag
the
is
shell
the
here.
visual gag is done.
Just wear it like a boa, like Jesse Ventura would.
Yeah. Okay.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Brought to you by.
Save that for Prey, where we have French people in it.
Oh! I didn't realize it was a.
I didn't. I just
That
thought of
was
it
a
now. I didn't. I did. I just.
I didn't know that.
just
That's pretty good.
rule-
planning,
That's just
actually.
not
happened.
cutting. It's not cutting the mustard right now.
Oh.
Martin,
So-
give us some more.
Well,
Predator.
the two leads, the Predator and Dutch, those actors were very uncomfortable. The Predator costume was over 200 pounds.
Oh God.
Holy
In
cow!
order to make it, even though this was like a huge guy playing him, in order to make the motion look believable, he was actually on like a bungee support system that would help move his arms and legs and position
Wow.
him. The suit was so heavy that any time he was in a tree, that tree was made of concrete.
Whoa,
So
that's pretty wild.
and as far as
Wow.
the jungle setting they were
the
at,
concrete jungle.
the concrete, yeah, that's what the second one was.
What is that? Where the phrase comes from?
Yes.
Yes, it was coined right there when they no.
And then they got to a city, and this is just like Predator, except it's buildings.
They actually were kind of mindful of the jungle. The big explosion that destroys a bunch of stuff is actually they filmed that on part of the jungle that had burned out 2 years prior. They just added some extra black in there to make it look
The Mindful Jungle
so the mindful jungle.
Wow.
by Martin Kinney.
The film was originally called Hunter,
Yeah, I saw that too.
and the before Sam Winston came in with his studio to do the costume, they were using kind of like a dog wolf looking thing, and when they switched it up to the whatever you want to call it, Predator face with the mandibles and all that, they changed it to Predator. When Arnold was covered in the mud for those scenes, they were doing night shoots, and it was extremely cold, and the mud actually did make him colder.
Oh.
They tried heating him up with heat lamps, but it was mud, and what happens when you heat up mud?
It turns into clay.
It turns into clay. So he went with some mixed drink involving schnapps to keep himself warm. So he was drunk while playing a bunch of those scenes.
Well, that explains like the stumbling around and lack of coordination, and like fatigueness from the battle.
And because Evan loves this kind of trivia, the blood used for the Predator was the liquid inside of a glow stick and lube.
Really?
Yes,
I thought it was
KY
Ecto
specifically.
Cooler.
So
It did look a little ecto-coolery. Do they still use lube in Prey?
I don't know.
Okay. We're going to have to
We'll
factor
have
a
to
look into
ask.
that.
Yeah, we'll have to.
A glow stick and lube. There's so many things you can do with that. that we just, on a different podcast, though.
This is good water.
Is it good water?
I'm all out of water over here. I just have ice.
I just got lube.
You're smart lube.
Smart lube.
Reverse osmosis.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like the use of the lime green color. I thought that was a nice pop on the naturalistic setting.
Yep.
Actually, I just assumed it was some kind of special effect, not a practical effect.
No. Way back in the day, it's got to be practical. Yeah, Predator appears for 8 whole minutes in his movie.
I think that's why it's effective, though. They use the Jaws principle.
Yeah.
I think to an extent, but I do think it went a little bit too long.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, we're seeing the distortion. Give us a little something.
To me, and
I forgot how many. I was trying to pay attention to how many minutes, but I forgot after a while.
to me, and this is maybe a bad analogy, but it reminds me of From Dusk Till Dawn,
Yes.
where like the first 45 minutes, you're like, oh, I'm watching this like kidnapping action thriller, and then all of a sudden, like the last hour is like, oh, and vampires are everywhere. That it has a very like, oh, we're watching this military drama of something going on, and I guess they show you the ship at the beginning,
Yeah,
which I almost wish that they didn't.
me too.
And then like the Predator with the visual effect of him, like it could still lend itself to like, oh, there's just like this crazy mercenary that's out there, like you don't know what's going on, and then the weird twist of like, oh, there's a big alien in the woods. So I kind of liken it to what did I say, Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah.
Where there's almost like two halves of the movie that are almost in different genres.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And do we know who was the uncredited voice of the Predator?
Was it John Cryer?
No. That's a good guess.
It's Ducky.
Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you clarified with Optimus Prime because I would have blanked on him doing Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
The voice.
I mean, he did a ton of other stuff besides that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
But,
I mean, you couldn't mistake it. Like at the end when he's like, "Predators, roll out."
So I don't know anything about the making of Suicide Squad 2, but was the storming the village scene heavily inspired by Predator at all?
Oh, it'd have to be, right? I mean,
It
James
seemed-
Gunn wouldn't know about Predator.
Yeah, it seemed like, I don't know if it was an homage to that or if it's just
I've never seen
too big
it.
of a trope. You didn't see that?
No, I don't see anything.
The Suicide Squad? You haven't seen
Two?
it?
No.
You didn't? No,
That-
you weren't with us when
I don't know. Was I there for that?
the Lees?
Did we go?
Yeah, we went with Mama's Geeky. May she rest in peace.
Shout
First
out.
time in chat, PJINNJ would have been better if it was Optimus Cryer.
Optimus Cryer. There we go.
We're going to write that joke down. We may be stealing that one. Thank you.
He'll make an appearance in the next Wesley as a
John Cryer.
no Optimus Cryer.
Optimus Cryer. Okay, so
It's
it's
just a
parody.
robot that's
It's
crying. and
parody.
arresting
We can do
himself.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That's how we do everything here. Parody.
Everything is parody, yes.
Parody.
That's right. It's a
not
parody
good
of a
parody.
podcast.
I think we should do a parody of Larger Than Life and see if we can get some of their customers to come out to us.
Yeah.
What's larger than life? I'm not familiar.
It's a competitor of ours that's 20 minutes away that I spent $450 at Magic Cards the other day. Yeah, don't do that. Don't spend $450 on Magic Cards at any store other than
The Comic Shop, 112 East Bridge Street, The Comic Shop.
What?
Welcome to the cult.
Martin, you got a whole list of things.
I got some more
over
stuff. I
there.
got
keep going,
Yeah,
man.
keep going.
Shane Black, who is in this, best known, I guess, for being writer director, not primarily for his acting.
For Kiss, did he do Kiss Kiss Bang Bang as
He
well?
did directed
Okay.
and wrote that. I like that movie a lot. But while he was on this, he was basically attached to this movie more or less because there's Joel Silver, who producer. He was also doing the Lethal Weapon movies, which Shane Black was writing,
Oh,
and
okay.
and they were in, I guess, the end of that process, and he wanted him close by to help them, get the script done.
I think that's so funny. That's how you get into a movie. Is you're writing another movie.
Yeah,
so
you're
like,
in another movie, so come here. 'Cause I guess he did some script doctoring on uncredited on Predator as well, and he wrote The Last Boy Scout while hanging out on set of Predator. So
he
Wow.
did a ton of stuff.
yeah, well, he went on to write and direct Iron Man 3, the best of the Iron Man movies.
Is it? Yeah, that's the best thing.
I didn't have any hate for it.
I was being sarcastic, so
Oh.
No. What's the best Iron Man movie? One? Okay.
I like parts of 2 a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to have a debate sometime on a
Yeah.
podcast.
I think 2 was the one where I was most impressed.
1, 2, 3. There we go.
Okay.
I don't,
can do that.
but you could say that 1 is the most important because if 1 is not a success, then the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe does not happen.
It's a total sidebar. That's how I knew these movies were going to be popular. Is that I've always liked comics. I didn't go see Iron Man. I didn't care. Everybody I knew went and saw Iron Man, and they're like, "You like comics? You didn't go see it?" And I'm like, I'll go see it." But like, if everybody I knew was like so hyped about this, and I'm like, "Wow!" I like didn't realize that people.
You didn't see Iron Man in the theater?
No,
Why do you own a comic shop?
that's a really good question.
I dragged Teresa to see Iron Man in the theater. I also dragged her to see The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton.
Oh, well.
When they also stopped it in the middle of the movie and apologized and then played some more.
They-
Well, it was an error in the projection booth.
It's like when I watched Ang Lee's Incredible Hulk, and I realized at one point that there was still a whole another act to go, and I just got up and washed dishes. So I can understand the.
might be unbelievable.
Incredible Hulk was definitely more entertaining than Hulk had some good scenes. They had a good cast. It's just they were trying to do art ballet with the Hulk or something, and I just
Yeah, it was.
is trying to be something that it's not.
Martin, keep going with Predator because I feel like I'm going to go on a sidebar of comic stuff here. Comic movie.
Sidebar.
Well, it
Same.
made 98 million worldwide, and it only cost them 15 to 18 million to make.
Which is wild. So, and then 3.5 of that was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
Like, I mean, it's not the most intensive movie ever that you're in the jungle, but like they did blow up a bunch of stuff, and like they were renting helicopters and
Yeah.
flying those things around. And like, I'm not sure
Very
how much
hot.
it cost for Stan Winston's special effects.
Oh.
But
I'm
he's
gonna
not-
guess at that point it was probably quite a bit.
It's probably going to be at least equal to Schwarzenegger,
I mean, it's a
right?
200-pound suit. It's got to cost a little money.
Yeah,
And,
I mean,
the people who are operating it, the people making it, intending to it.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's like the
it's a whole
animatronics
crew.
with a face.
yeah,
and,
yeah, you're right. It's probably a whole team of people that's dealing with that. So not a lot of money, and I feel like pretty high production value for.
Oh, fair. Yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
Yes.
It holds right up there with.
But I think they were using the location for all it's worth too.
Yeah.
Filming on
That was
location.
it was a great spot there in Mexico.
Why wasn't Schwarzenegger in Predator 2?
Money. The studio wanted to make the film with as close to the budget of the first one as possible. They failed, but they refused to give Schwarzenegger $250,000 more,
Oh, come on.
Which is insane.
which is also the same reason the director didn't return, because he wanted a slight raise as well.
Well, I mean, I think they absolutely did the right thing by walking away. Like after you have a proven success, and that you don't want to, because when we're talking millions, and they just want that much more.
Yeah, because the
That's
budget ended up being $30 million for 2, which only grossed $57 million and killed the franchise for over a decade.
You were talking Predator franchise versus Alien franchise earlier, and I thought that was interesting. That Predator is like I feel like
I
they're
didn't write
just
those numbers
synonymous
down,
with
but
one
yeah.
another, but like the Predator franchise is worth like less than half of what the Alien franchise is, and that just is surprising to me because I feel like those two. Alien and Predator are used interchangeably.
Yeah.
And actually, why is Alien and Predator? Why are they used interchangeably?
A lot of that goes to the fact that Dark Horse Comics got the license way back when, and they enjoyed crossing over the properties, which caught the attention of the studio. And even when they were making Predator 2, at the end there is a Predator trophy case, and there is a xenomorph skull in there, and they were dropping hints that they wanted to do that. But I guess there was a lot of just start and go on trying to get the Aliens versus Predator franchise going, which I think didn't happen until like 2004,
That sounds right.
if I'm right. But
That's interesting.
I think I did watch that one because it was for free somewhere, and I just threw it on because I was watching all the Alien movies. Not a particularly intelligent film, but definitely more entertaining than some that I've seen.
Harsh words from Aaron Lee.
yeah, I don't know if the popularity of Alien is bigger just because of the huge creative names behind those things.
Ridley
where-
Scott, James Cameron,
Cameron.
H.R. Giger.
Oh, I forgot, yeah.
Who's the guy who did Seven? David Fincher.
Yep, Joss Whedon.
He did something?
He
for
did
Alien?
something with the fourth one. I can't remember what it was, but
Was he?
I
He
think
probably
it might have been
made
his script. I don't. I
scripts.
can't quite
Yeah, that
remember.
makes sense because he probably was doing a lot of scripts.
What's the deal with Joss Whedon?
I think he was just angry and,
Is that-
and a little mean to people.
Is that what it was?
I don't think he practices what he preaches. Is what it comes down to,
I don't follow any of his
which
stuff.
is really disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the cast of Justice League was not happy with him.
What was the story with that? Just the prick, or
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Bully. I might as well go for it. The TV show Angel Buffy spinoff. One of the characters was played by Charisma Carpenter, who she went into his office to inform him that she was pregnant, and he tried to convince her to have an abortion to help with production.
this is okay. I do
Yeah.
know this story. Then
So,
I just he's
allegedly.
not- allegedly. No, I'll just say that it's fact because again, we don't. I'm not worried about being sued.
You just want the attention.
Yeah, I do remember that. That's oh, is there blood on that?
Just a little.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna take another sip not to make the joke I want to make.
Nice. I don't know. What else? Do we want to switch over to Prey, or do we want to? I mean, we're
Yeah, pray or love, whichever one.
Eat, Pray,
Eat,
Love.
Pray, Love. Yeah, I love
Love-
Julie Roberts'
love-
character when she played the Predator in
She's got the mouth, so she just turned her head sideways.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't realize that was her. That's good.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Well,
That's not even makeup.
It's motion capture.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's CGI. But yeah, Prey, which is a very similar concept to the original Predator film, except it's Comanche Indians, I believe.
Yes.
And
17.
09, 17, 16,
19.
whatever. Early 1700s.
yeah, and they're on a little hunting mission there, and there's a brother and sister duo where
Worked really well.
I think their father was the previous war chief, and the female Comanche warrior played by I can't remember her name, but she was on Legion. She was great on Legion too.
Oh.
Before that, that show had moments of greatness, and it just was all over the place. It just kind of derailed by the end. But
Is that 3 seasons?
what is it?
3 seasons?
Yes, I think so. The end. There's when they bring Shadow King into it and they fight with Shadow King. That is fantastic. But anyway, I digress.
Always.
Amber Midthunder as Naru, a young Comanche warrior who protects her tribe against a predator. So
But I digest.
she is she's working her way towards taking a test to be like an official warrior for her
Her warrior
hunter-
certification test.
Her warrior LSAT, yes.
well, essentially.
Yeah.
It was just funny though.
Yeah, we're just having fun.
Yeah.
We're just making jokes.
God, Aaron.
Lighten up.
But because the men are typically the hunters and warriors, and the women are the caretakers and gatherers in there. So
How it should be? No.
it
This
depends.
water's
It depends.
delicious.
For some women, that caretaker and
gonna
the
bury
gatherer,
myself on this
gatherer may be
Culturally accurate at the time.
Yes.
But well, I mean, I don't know a ton about Comanche culture, but it seems that in Native American cultures there is matriarchal structure in some of them. So I'm not sure if the Comanche tribe practiced that per se.
I
but-
think and maybe Martin will get into it in a minute, that they were trying to be very accurate with how this was
Yes.
portrayed, where they had a lot of Native American advisement as to how to make this production, as accurate and as
Down to the breed of dog they'd have.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That dog. That dog is the whole movie.
Okay.
Talk about the dog.
The dog was. They didn't want. I think if I remember what I read, they didn't want a show dog. They wanted an authentic dog. So they adopted a dog to put in this movie, and the dog was so phenomenal at its job that they kept adding the dog into the movie more and more.
That's the
Which
right
I-
choice every
which
time.
I think is why there is like areas where he's like blatantly missing.
Where he
Because
does go
it
run
was-
off for a while.
Because
Yeah.
it's probably so it's just like he's off on his smoke break for like 20 minutes at a time. But the dog is that breed is descendant of dogs that would have crossed over the Bering Strait when
The land bridge.
Yep.
Excellent. Yeah, like it's right in the beginning of the movie, so I don't think it's too bad of a spoiler. But when
yeah,
they come
spoilers,
across
this is new.
the trap, because
Yeah,
there
yep.
are trappers in this film, and the dog gets its
French.
tail caught in the trap, and I was like, oh no, because at first they don't show you what part of the dog got in the trap,
Yeah. Yep.
and I was like, this movie is not going to start off killing a dog. Spoiler alert, dog's fine.
The dog's the hero.
Spoiler alert: snakes, not so much.
Yeah, the snakes, they really have it out for the snakes in this movie. They really do not like those snakes.
I like the progression of how the Predator was killing things too. That there
Yes.
did seem to be like a start small and work your way up.
I think what it is that the story. This is officially the first time they've ever been on Earth, and he's kind of like working his way up the food chain to see what's.
Oh, really? Oh,
What's
so this
what,
is
yeah.
supposed. Okay, because
I think. I could be wrong.
I was thinking that like, oh, this just opens it up to predators have been coming here
Oh, for a long
for
yeah.
forever, and this is like their.
The
There's like-
hunting trip for all the
There's
businessmen.
there's a term called like a canned hunt, where like you go to a farm
Yep.
and there's pigs on the farm, and the guy drives you out in the pickup truck and you shoot a pig and then they butcher it. But it's a simulated hunting experience,
Right.
but it's
They do those in Africa too.
yeah
Jeez.
actually okay. But I
Yikes.
feel like that's what this is to me, is that the Predator is like, hey, we're gonna take a family vacation, not a family vacation. I'm gonna take a vacation and go on this canned hunt where I get to hunt these weak humans that are running around. But that's
Are you going to Mars?
No, there's
Oh.
no humans on Mars. No, hunting's no good there.
Nope.
But so that's interesting. It's supposed to be like the first time,
think so.
possibly. Okay.
I could be wrong.
I think you're right, though.
I
I
think
think
you're-
I think it's supposed to be the first time a predator species is on Earth.
Coming to America.
Jonathan says, "Why is it always snakes?" I feel like I've heard that in another movie somewhere.
Why is it not
Aaron's
snakes?
hat actually said it
Yes,
once. Aaron's hat.
My adventure hat.
Dun, dun, dun.
Why is it always snakes? I don't know.
Whip.
Oh, I don't have a whip,
So
but I
let's
do
keep-
have this.
Let's keep going with
All right.
the prey story here. Do you want to throw some things in, or do you want to keep?
Tell you, you can take point.
Yeah. So
I have less on this.
so they're on the hunting LSAT, the brother and sister, and she's trying to prove that she can be a hunter, a warrior, etc. And somebody gets injured and she proves that she's also very good with medicine, which I thought was a good little twist there, that she kept the guy alive there with the I can't remember what it was called, but the orange flower.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember what it was either. That's what the mother told her to get at some point for something, or
yeah. And then they had the showdown with a mountain lion, I think, and she fell out of a tree, but her whole character is she doesn't just use like brute force. She's very smart, very quick, very agile,
resourceful, like the hatchet with the attaching to the
the scorpion weapon.
Thank you.
The get over here.
Ooh, a scorpion weapon. I was going to say I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, I definitely know what that means. The get over here. I thought it was kind of a little silly, but I liked it a lot. Like I thought it was just a very strong visual that like you're not just going to attach a cord to a hatchet and not cut your arm off.
Yeah.
But like I just thought it was a fun weapon, and I thought the way she wielded it was kind of cool. So
Yeah,
I was
it
willing to suspend my belief for a moment and just have fun with like, oh, this is a badass chick with a
What?
badass weapon.
It was a little
Enjoy
bit-
a movie just to enjoy it? That sounds weird.
It was a
Evan.
little bit of a reach, but the whole movie, as it goes along, is this character like proving her competence like over and over again with these different scenarios. And her brother could only defeat the mountain lion like after she fell out of the tree and fell unconscious, because she had it climb around and had weakened it enough for him to strike the fatal blow and bring the mountain lion back to.
Yeah, he would have been fine without
their
her.
tribe. You think
He was just being nice.
he's pretty capable as well? He might
He
have been
did
okay.
actually. I know maybe you said that a little bit as
Yeah,
a
yeah.
joke, but like I think he was a very competent
I think so,
character
too.
in the
Oh, yeah.
end.
Yeah.
That and I really liked the story of just the brother and sister like teaming up. Like we need, you need each other to.
Do you want a prequel of the film?
Huh?
Do you want a prequel of the two of them growing up?
I don't think it would be bad. Like find out why their father died. I mean, that could be interesting.
It was an alien.
Oh, it's like Starman. They have alien DNA, which is why they're
There
so
you go.
proficient in fighting and hunting.
Who knew?
You're welcome, 20th century.
Wow.
Disney, give us a call.
Disney.
Deep dives.
Does Disney own Starman? Is Starman a 20th century?
Sure, let's go with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's right. We're
Come sue us if it's not true.
Come sue
And,
me.
and they
Come
can
sue
get
us.
Jeff Bridges back. He
Yes.
can be Starman.
Continuing our story here. So
What are we doing?
we finished the hunt. I don't
While they're
remember.
on the hunt,
I had a
the
segue I forgot about.
Go
do you want to ride it?
I'll go back. Yeah.
ride that segue.
So as Predator was originally the first one was being developed, the main character was actually going to be a Native American soldier, which evolved into the character of Billy.
Yes,
the
I think
character
you're
in
right.
there.
Is it Billy?
I think it's Billy.
So
Which I forgot that was their guide was
Yeah,
a Native
yeah.
American character.
that he was supposed to be
who
the
I
Arnold
really-
Schwarzenegger central role before
Who I
Arnold
really
probably
like.
got attached.
Billy Soul.
He might be my favorite character in that first movie. But
So yeah,
sidebar.
so this is the franchise coming like full circle, kind of.
Yeah, I like that too because I feel like there's a weird. And Martin, you said that the Predator's mythology isn't very well written, and I feel
No.
like that's a weird angle you could explore. Is like the history of Native Americans tracking like I don't know, like indigenous peoples around the world and their interactions with Predator. It's like a very bizarro angle, but I feel like that could be fun. But you were saying something about just the mythology of
Yeah. When you think of like Star Trek or Star Wars, those those studios, they keep kind of a firm hand on the continuity, what's going on. And I guess when they went to go make Prey, there wasn't like a Bible for the franchise that explained, terminologies and what's this and that.
which seems so weird for a franchise that's been around almost 30,
Yep.
25 years,
Yep.
and it has multiple films and multiple
Crossing into
books and
things
comics, and like there's not a Bible for what's canon.
Which we'll come back to later when something else, when we get to another thing in the story. But yeah, so yeah, originally the original Predator was supposed to highlight a Native American soldier.
There's a film called Wolfen that was filmed in New York City that has Native American characters who have wolf-like abilities. When I can't remember everything about it, but that was a pretty decent movie anyway. Anyway, I digest.
But I digest.
So when they're on the hunt for the lion, and the Amber Midthumper Naru notices that there's something else out there with them. that she just knows there's something out there. So and she tries to go back out to warn her brother. Well, no, I think he comes back, but she says that there's something else out there, and they need to go back out there to address it. And so is that when they have their first run in with?
I don't
with the
remember.
Predator. But
And I watched this 24 hours ago.
but
I watched it much longer.
okay, so
there's
there's some encounters with the Predator, and there's also some encounters with the Trappers, who are the French.
not sponsored.
Je suis la jeune fille.
No, that girl isn't French. She's American.
I love that you know the next line to that Muzzy commercial that no one would get.
Oh, we missed the bear.
Oh
Yeah.
It was she went out on her own. Okay, so she goes out on her own because she's like, no one believes me. Hero's journey.
Yes.
She's going out, and her and the dog encounter a bear. It doesn't go well.
The bear, the dog guides the bear away to save her a few times. So the dog barks and runs around, and the bear chases it.
And
What a dog!
the dog's just like, bad CGI, as he yells at the bear. But
Very
yeah,
Bad seat. Okay.
I thought the CGI was pretty good.
when the bear is being utilized like with a predator or trying to get at her, yes, but when it's like frolicking in the no, it's
Like when it had like matted hair and stuff.
no,
I thought
it was
the fact that they addressed that instead of it just being like, I don't know, maybe I'm judging it according to like Toy Story 1. It's like it's pretty good.
By Toy Story 1 standards, yes, I would say that was a great bear.
So with the predator's help, she gets away from the bear, and then is that when she meets back up with her brother?
I think
Then,
so.
she finds the bison.
Yep.
Skinned bison.
That, and that's what I assumed was not the predator, but it was just a weird.
Since
I
that's a
guess-
predator motif.
And actually,
Yeah,
now that I'm
some
thinking about
commonalities.
it, that's because I'm like, why would they just skin the buffalo? Well, it's because they didn't care about anything
just
else
wanted the
other than
skins.
the
Yep.
furs, which
Yep,
I
they
didn't
didn't care
even
about
dawn.
the meat or
Didn't even
the-
dawn on me until right now. But she sees the skinned snake and now the skinned buffalo. Where I felt like there was something weird. So that's an interesting. There's something there I'd have to think about. But the fact that the trappers aren't respecting the animal, they're just they're hunting it for not a trophy, I guess, because they're taking the
Profit.
furs and selling them. But like
Yeah.
it's
They're profiteering.
like what is the predator hunting for? Is it just they're not
It
profiteering?
was weird they were wearing the Amazon logo though on their.
Were they?
Yeah, it was just
The bison?
No,
The Frenchman?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm making an Amazon is the same as a. Never mind.
No, profiteering.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes, I'll
Well,
stop
the joke half
Then
landed.
it's-
Oh, I didn't know if maybe there was like a badge or something I just didn't notice on all the
No.
trappers.
So her and her brother get away from the predator. She ends up being captured by the. She ends up being trapped by the trappers. I can't believe I didn't go that first.
And they try to be a trapper keeper.
And these French trappers are going to use her and her brother for bait because they've got a plan to take down the predator.
And
It goes really well.
and Naru is smarter than a beaver.
Yes.
Yes.
Does not gnaw her own arm off.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
What was the point of telling that story?
To create a little bit
For
of
the
tension,
joke?
like they're going to chop their hands off.
Yeah. But
And I
he's
was like, no, don't do that.
No. Spoilers.
Well, we're deep into
Yeah, it's
spoiler
beyond.
territory now.
But yeah, they're a predator bloodbath ensues with the
Trappers.
in which most of the trappers lose at least one leg,
most lose one,
which
most
doesn't
lose
stop
one
them
leg.
from being involved in more of the movie. But
resilient trappers, resilient French trappers.
Can you explain to me the one trapper who apparently is in a comic, and part of this story ties to?
well, if we jump back to Predator 2, at the very end, spoilers, Danny Glover's character has tracked the Predator that he's wounded back to its ship. He kills the Predator, and the movie isn't done because out comes multiple other Predators. And since he has proven to be the superior hunter, they give him a trophy, which is a flintlock pistol that has... the name, I've just lost his name. Good. Raphael Adolini inscribed on it.
Is that the same flintlock pistol?
It's the same. Yes. In the so there was no explanation for this because obviously the Predator franchise floundered after he received that. So there was a Dark Horse comic in called Predator 1718.
So this was the movie takes place, I think, in 1716 because I think it was
No,
2
it's
years.
1719. Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, I actually did have the note. And in which this character Raphael teams up with a Predator, from what I was reading from the description, and when he dies, he gives this pistol to the Predator. So obviously the continuity doesn't match up. This is part of the problem that they had making Prey, is that there was no reference to that in any of the material they were given.
But it's just,
Like most things, the comic then gets thrown by the wayside. But they didn't even. So they wanted this gun for Prey because they thought it'd be a cool way to show, like
use a
the
prop
connection.
from the movie. Yeah.
And so you then have like another springboard, like, how does this then get back in the hands of the Predator?
Well, it's because like so many of these franchises now, it's not enough just to make a new movie that's successful. You're trying to, like, if anything is critically panned or whatever, you try and revive the previous film to give them some shine, like with the new thing, like what they try to do with Thor: Dark World and et cetera, or et cetera, et cetera.
So they wanted this gun, and again, if it was Star Trek, if it was Star Wars, they'd have the prop. Apparently, they could not locate the prop at all. So the prop master was given the order to recreate this. He's having a hard time doing it for some reason. He's watching a YouTube video where this guy who is who makes prop replicas and stuff was just talking, and in the background was a version that he made of the gun. So they quickly contacted him and like, can we please have this? We need this for the production.
How cool is that though? That like you're just a YouTube guy,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we need to borrow something for a movie. Can you hook us up? We can't figure out how to get it done.
I feel like that's just how the world is today too. Like,
Yeah.
like people just try to figure stuff out and they just go on TikTok and YouTube and.
Well, when Star Trek: The Next Generation wanted to do the episode Relics, where Scotty comes back, and they want to do the holodeck of the original Enterprise bridge, they actually had a bunch of fan people who had made props for different things that they used for that as well.
That's so cool. I love that.
Because it would cost too much to recreate it. But yeah.
And you can do that when you have a fan base that is that passionate about it.
So the Raphael gun gets handed off to I just lost her name.
Naru.
Thank you. And she's briefly taught how to use it. And
But it's established that she's very quick.
Yep. And well, I'm just saying it takes some trial and error. They do show that.
Jonathan says awesome Star Trek trivia. So
There's more where that came. Just wait for me and Aaron to do our Star Trek
next
one.
gen.
you guys could do it. If you guys wanted to do a next gen one, I would watch a couple episodes of Next Gen because I do remember watching that as a kid, but like I don't have the Star Trek knowledge that you have, and also I'd love to.
Well, Martin outclasses me on Star Trek knowledge.
Oh, I think he outclasses everybody, but that's okay. I would do a Star Trek. I would just.
I just love the characters on Next Gen. Like, I could watch them and you do in some episodes, just hanging out.
Season 3.
Yeah, those are some of the best.
I mean,
all right, enough of this.
Yeah, like we're not talking about. We're talking about a real
Jonathan
sci-fi
says, side
franchise.
note, kind of psyched for Star Trek Day in September. I love Next Gen. Well, I don't know where we left off, Martin.
I think it's some people dying. Take us away for the third act.
What was the third act? The third act is
It's where the Predator gets its comeuppance.
Some predators and some trappers and a little thing that cuts little meat hunks off of people. It's kind of like a special little slice and dicer, little portable meat slicer.
Now, Martin says that. I've got the camera on, Martin. Martin says that the tools and technology that this Predator have were more primitive than the weapons
They were dumbed down.
which I didn't really see. But
They were better done, but I think they were kind of more blunt force instruments. Like bolts and javelins, whereas
I mean that's a very good point. That it's not the lasers; it's like bolts. Yeah, okay. I didn't even think about that. All right. So
I don't actually have the other notes
I mean,
on it
although
either,
the little wrist button presser thing did look much better than the first. Predator device.
Yeah, the cloak was cloaking was more bulky.
More errors in it with the orange edge that was kind of glowing in the water.
And you kind of said that was done on purpose,
Yep.
I guess, to show that they were a little bit more primitive of a technology than they would be, 300 years into the future or whatever. Huh.
When they used the blades, I think when they fought, when the Predator fought the bear and stuff, I was like, oh, this is how they get like their Wolverine in while they're waiting for something else to happen. Like this is as close as they can get to like having a bladed wrist mounted weapon.
I heard Disney is casting the Predator as Wolverine.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's
Breaking news.
Breaking
You've
news.
heard it here
Predator.
first.
Well, it'll be
is
different.
The new
than Hugh
Wolverine,
Jackman.
bub.
It'll be. Well, can he even say bub?
Yeah, he can talk.
Bub.
Because he laughed at the end of the first Predator, or was
he,
he
he
just,
said,
Yeah, what is
what the hell are you? What the hell are you? I think that's what it was, right? Back and
don't know.
forth. Schwarzenegger said it, and then he
Yeah.
repeated it.
And he did have a weird laugh. Yes.
but weren't those all like recorded things that he heard humans saying that
Yes.
he played back?
I think so.
Not 100% sure on that.
I feel like it was.
I'm gonna go with it again. We don't fact check.
fact check.
anything.
It was definitely
I
recorded.
think
I'm trying to think of
definitely-
the second movie, and I can't remember quite what the exchange was at the end.
Gosh, I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to ask you about this movie, but now I can't remember what interesting point it was you brought up. You got anything else you want to highlight real quick? Because we are running out of time.
Just something. I'm the only one that watched Predator 2, just because we accidentally got my mother into the series now, so she wanted to watch that. Bill Paxton is in the second one.
Does he play the
Oh, wow.
president?
He does not, but that means that he is the first person to be attacked by an alien, a Terminator, and a Predator.
Wow.
wow.
That's
So who
a
can
great,
say that?
That's a great piece of trivia.
Well,
Does he yell
He can't
"Game
say
over,
that
man"?
anymore, but
Oh god. Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah, you don't see. He's not doing much lately.
no,
right?
he's not.
Okay.
No, not lately.
The first Predator needed to make some cuts to get it down to an R. The second Predator had to make about 20 minutes of cuts to get it from being the first film slapped with an NC-17 rating.
Oh wow.
Aaron? Did you think that the first Predator, was an NC-17 worthy movie? Like, I don't think it was.
It's no worse than like Hellraiser
Yeah, I
because they
feel
had
like,
the skinned people.
I mean, it is. It's graphic with the skinned people. I get that, but
And then there's violence, you know.
I don't know. I didn't think it was. It was just interesting that you said they had to trim that. Even if it was just 8 minutes or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like, oh, that doesn't seem like.
Which I'd almost guess would maybe be close-ups of some of the skinned guy
Maybe,
or
maybe.
something like that. But and in a weird turn, they wanted Predator 2 to take place 10 years after the first Predator. So while it was put out in 1990, it was actually the film takes place in 1997, which is also the year that Lost in Space takes place and RoboCop.
Whoa.
Wait a second. RoboCop expert.
I didn't know it took place in '97. I just thought it was.
I didn't either
The near
until I
future.
saw that little
I don't
fun
know if
fact.
they ever flashed the year.
I'd buy that
screen.
for $1. That's that
1997.
that's so weird.
I just think it would always just like '80s retro future.
Yeah, and it's that whole. Well, it's basically how they.
Martin,
how
I
they
love
do
that
these.
you brought up a RoboCop fact.
Well,
that
I had
Aaron,
to.
Aaron Lee
mean-
didn't
well-
know. That's wild.
And there's also an Aaron. I most when I did the teaser image for the podcast tonight. There was actually a Predator poster that had the Aaron Lee color scheme with that pink lemonade
lot of
color in
pink.
there, which I almost used, but
Pink's a great color. What can I say? You want to draw attention to something and put some pink on there.
Heyo, enough of your pink.
now aside from the Dark Horse loving to put things together mashups, are there any other comic references that we noticed in either film?
Uh-oh.
I was just throwing that one right to you, Aaron.
Oh, comic references?
Yes. Was there?
Oh, yes, there was. Sheen Black was reading Sergeant Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Got
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Yes,
feel like
Sergeant
Kubert.
Sergeant Rock number 408 to be precise.
They made that many. It must have been an anthology book before it turned
That
into
ran into
Sergeant
like
Rock.
the 60s or to the 60s into the 80s. So I can't remember what they had the cover.
Hey,
They had
really?
the release date on it. I didn't write it down though.
Dang, man, that's a lot of Sergeant Rock.
So in my opinion, both Predator and Prey very very watchable. I enjoyed Prey more, so you can come at me if you want, but I just thought the story was tighter, and I liked the. It's basically the same story, but I liked that a bit more.
The cinematography was beautiful.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Prey.
Again, they used their location well.
Yeah.
I don't know if I liked Predator more or Prey more. I thought Prey was excellent. I thought it was really good, really fun. Watching Predator, I hadn't seen that in a while, and like I did I like Prey more? Maybe just a little bit.
I like them in different ways. Like as a campy like classic action movie, I think Predator is still
You need to
good.
watch Predator too. You just need to.
I will. Maybe I'll be able to watch it today if I don't get Teresa to watch some more Sandman.
Very, very over the top. That like again that weird, what's the future going to be like?
Yeah,
thing.
I love the like the retro macho. Like it's so ripe for parody, and they probably were parodying themselves as they went through it. But Prey, you're right. The story is leaner. The characters are more fleshed out. It's not just like, hey, I'm say dumb joke. You not laugh this time? I say dumb joke again. Now you laugh.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
here's the guy who does chewing tobacco.
What was the joke again?
Oh, we're not going to bring it up.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Aaron, what are you looking at?
Oh, this is just a book about predators.
At the comic shop.
Yeah.
112 East Bridge Street.
The
comic
comic
shop.
shop.
I keep it right next to this giant machete.
That you got ketchup all over.
Yeah, that was here's the mustard.
Mustard is what we're supposed to be. Put it on the knife.
French's. But here's a little ad for Prey right here. Look
Look at that.
This is kind of a spoiler right on the movie poster, but it's kind of fun. Yeah, just the look of these characters I thought was so great with the different
Well, the timing worked out for the comic to actually then have an ad for Prey since it was over a year in delays due to a lawsuit.
Yeah, what was the deal with it? So Marvel acquired the Predator and Alien license around the same time, I'm going to say. And
Yeah,
they've
this
had
is-
an Alien comic going for 13 or 14 months now, and Predator 1 just came out.
Yep, when Disney got the 20th Century Studios properties, I believe that the Thomas brothers, I think, were the creators of Predator. They were actually suing to get back rights to it, so everything had to be suspended, including a bunch of variant covers.
Sue Disney,
and-
you'll win.
I don't know. It might have happened. They might have gotten some. They might have gotten some coin.
it's worth the shot, I
No,
think.
that's true.
So yeah. So this has been over a year that people have been waiting for this stuff to come out.
Well, does that give them the ability to be like a year ahead in the stories now?
I'm sure.
I'm sure not.
No.
Aaron, do you know how the comic industry works?
I do.
It takes like 16 months to get issue 9 of a comic out.
Like Battle Chasers?
No, like Wesley.
Oh,
13 months?
I
Boo.
just said 16. I don't know what it is. It's just
16?
been forever.
Well,
You
I'm
can't-
also just
yeah.
one guy, and it's a triple-sized issue. I'm basically cannibalizing
You have a whole
3 issues
studio
into
there.
one.
You have a whole studio.
Of what? Tootsie? and-
Ochungus
of-
and
of
Tootsie.
Tootsie
You
and
got
Lucy?
you got Mario Chungus. You've got the Tootster, and
yeah, we
you got
did see
Lucy.
a picture online in the past few weeks
Yeah, that
of
is-
Mary Ochungus, office assistant, erasing pencils, filling in blacks, something.
Yeah, doing some inking work.
I did get some.
Okay, so that's not me?
No, it's me.
Okay.
It's
I thought I got ink
and I thought I
somehow.
wiped it off of the book, or off of the sleeve. No,
I thought I
it's-
got ink all over your...
No,
Oh,
it's
you're
screaming.
it's your
I
grease.
must have just gotten a little bit, and then it just whatever.
And
We
here's
just want to
your-
have the Scotty Young
and
cover
here's your
featured there.
exclusive Scotty Young cover.
Scotty
Look-
Young.
look at
Actually,
that
I
beautiful
like
thing.
that's a fun one. Sometimes his covers are a little bit of a miss for me, but that's a cute one.
Yeah, you think he's doing this digital, or you think that's brush pen and then digital colors? It's kind of nice.
He probably doesn't even do that art.
He
He probably has some app for it.
Mario Chungus.
Oh
does
yeah,
it.
like an AI.
What do you think that's?
It could be all digital. It's hard to tell.
It's
now.
hard to tell.
And I like to find the good craggy digital brushes. Although I'll start using them, but I like the clean, and then I also like the craggy.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think any of us read the Predator comic, did we?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
we don't read comics
I
here. We don't read
just
stuff.
flipped through it just now. It looked decent though, as far as these 20th century. I'm intrigued by them. I haven't read any of the Alien ones, but they didn't look bad. I didn't have any frame of reference.
They have so many distinct covers.
Are they very similar? It's just kind of like
Black.
Oh yeah.
Well, that was the Alien covers. The
Yeah, the
Alien
Alien- yeah, that's
covers.
what I was talking about,
They were terrible. Every one of them was.
Not terrible. Like I mean, it's they were all black.
Yeah, you couldn't tell them apart at all,
Especially-
unless you were like. I don't know. What else do we have? Anything else? Martin, do you have anything else?
No, just my barn raisins.
Predator 2. Did they do any other Predators, or is that the whole run?
In
versus
2004, they did Alien versus Predator. Then they did a sequel to that, Requiem. Then they did a Predators movie where I think they took. I'm not going to acknowledge I haven't watched it. I think they took like a bunch of like mercenary type people from Earth and put them on a planet where they fought and stuff against the Predators. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then they did The Predator at pandemic time. And I don't know anything.
Which was
about
panned, I think. Was that? I don't know.
I honestly don't know.
I heard. Well, yeah, we all know it's terrible. So
I'll watch it in a few weeks. I'll give everybody. I'll give you an update.
It must all be on Hulu.
And then
Yeah, they are.
Aaron, you can say your joke. And then there was the TV show
Eat, Pray, Love?
To Catch A.
Oh, To Catch a Predator, yes, with Chris Hansen.
So that was. I don't think that
Great
was
if he had
canon.
like the laser.
It's where Chris Hansen basically shames Predator into being arrested. He's like, I've got the chat logs right here. What did you think was going to happen when you
Bunch
came
of
here with the
clicks
rope and the alcohol?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what were you hoping to do with these bolts and laser guns here coming to
And
see
this
us?
glowing
Come to see
green
us.
lube.
Yeah,
Yes, this
oh god, there we
glow
go.
stick and lube. Oh god. Oh god. Well, I don't know if we can top that. So yeah, anything you want to plug? Thank you.
Well, I have Wesley the Robot comic books out, like 1 through 8 are out. I don't know if they're still in stock places. I think I might only have one final run.
I
1
think
through 8.
you kind of need to bring some books in.
Yeah.
We had a few weeks ago we sold a bunch.
Oh,
of
if we need some, I can just bring mine in.
yeah.
No need
Read
to
them
hold on
once.
to
That's
those.
all it really. It's
Um,
or is it a collector's item now?
yeah, I don't know if it's going to be rerun in that same format.
I
It's
am
extremely
Dr. D.
exclusive.
First time in the chat says that TV show is not considered as canon. So that's I believe that to be correct.
Oh man, but yeah, Wesley the Robot. I've been working on issue 9. I'm probably gonna do a preview edition of that coming out in October. I have the first 30 pages totally done, except and I might do like a 12-page preview of that. Also have Creep of the Crop, a little 30-page horror zine featuring a rural ghost horror host.
We'll be doing a sequel to that since we're coming up to the Halloween season.
I'm gonna stay working on Wesley, I think, because I want to get that out by March. I think I gotta stay focused because it's
2024.
Well, 2023, but it's so easy to like get sucked into these side things and be distracted by Inktober and stuff. I have some ideas for some future Creep of the Crop though, and we talked a little bit about that, about tying it in with the 1993 Marvel bullpen and murders with that. I think that could be pretty cool. And also Preetza's Pizza, my first little graphic novelette.
Son of a living pizza man must fight anchovies with the help of LT Provolone. He's like Judge Dredd with the cheese on his head.
Hold the anchovies.
That's right. That's Martin's credit.
That's
He
my tagline I helped him
did
with.
the cover for.
The only thing appropriate enough for him to ever use of my material. I try to help him out, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
Martin,
Well, yeah.
he's just
Martin, do you have anything?
just my barn raisins.
Just your barn raisins.
Martin's barn raisins.
Ask for them by name. Martin's barn raisins.
You guys got the Martin's barn raisins?
Yeah, we've decided we're going to do a podcast in the future where we just talk in really weird old-timey accents. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be great.
Yodelay hoo.
Yodelay-hee-hoo. Do you want to take us home?
Aren't we home?
We are.
Take us home tonight.
You've been listening to the Oswego Comic Shop Does a Podcast with me, Mr. Prey.
And I'm Mr. Predator.
And I am Pennsylvania Dutch.
Have a great night, everybody.
Not you.